Hey guys, how are you doing this evening? I wanted to make a quick video because everyone else is asleep. Daisy and River are asleep and had a little bit of time to answer some questions and give everyone an update. So I wanted to thank you friends for sharing the song and all the comments on the song. It's really beautiful. My mom called me and she was saying, "Have you read all the comments in YouTube, like under the song?" And I was reading some of them, and it's very touching. Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot to me because it's been, so long in the making. That was a big process with River, and because the song started very, very simply. The Greatest Love, starting just as an instrumental song when my friend was helping me edit part of a movie about River's life, and he had put a temporary track in it, just an instrumental track that he had found. And when I heard it, I was like, I play music, I should make that instrumental track. So I just sat at the piano with my friend Tomasz, and he was operating the computer, and I said, okay, let me just fiddle something. So I played the melody on the piano, and we created the initial structure of the song in maybe less than half an hour. Just in the first few minutes I had that melody in my head, and so I thought, okay, we're going to make some arrangements for it, and that will be the background music for the film, And little did I know that this would change. So the night, I think it's the evening that followed, or maybe a few days later, I was sitting on the couch, and I started hearing words for the song. And then I started writing them, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this is gonna take much longer than I thought. I thought I'd just make a quick instrumental track for a River for the movie, but it was different. So in the nights that followed, I started to hear more of the words. Like in the middle of the night, I'd wake up and have the words to a verse, and then the next night it was another verse, and then the chorus, etc., until the song was finished in about a week. And then I started recording. But that whole process was very transformative for me because it was, a process of learning to sing that song and just figuring out all the instruments I wanted in the song, because I was hearing a violin, then a viola, and a cello, and the drums and stuff, and I really wanted to be part of all the instruments for that. So I would sit down with River on the drums to find ideas, and then my producer Sergio would come to the house and he'd try a bass track and stuff, and then he'd have me and River sit at the keyboard to find the notes that the viola would play, for example. And so I'd sit down with River and I just play the melody of the viola for the chorus, for the verse, etc. And then it would be the cello, and then a few violin tracks, etc. So there's many, many layers in there. And then we had a friend come and do the little chimes and bowls that you hear at the beginning of the song before the piano starts, and also at the end. And then I invited some friends to do some of the back vocals that you hear, the ahs that you hear towards the end of the song. And my wife Kate did the main tracks of these ahs. She did maybe 16 different tracks for that. and it slowly came together. It took so much time because, I have limited time during the day to work on stuff like that. I also have to work on media stuff and, to pay the bills and stuff. And also like focus on River's therapies and giving him a fun time. And then there's Daisy and getting married and all of that. So the process was really long. It took years to finish. I was also working on other songs at the same time, of course. I'm working on a new song now, but there's like 12 songs in process right now. But this one I really wanted to finish, so it's pretty much the story of the process for The Greatest Love. So now it's out, and I'm like, okay, wow. And it's a big achievement for me because it's, you guys know that I released a French and English song for River called Tout est possible. Well, that was more like of a conversation between me and River, and, with a chorus that's sung in French, to honor my roots, because I was born in Montreal, and, my parents would speak both languages at the house, and I always liked to speak French to River. So that's why I had released that first song, Tout est possible, for River. But since it was more like a conversation, I see The Greatest Love as kind of the real first single, like the first proper song. So I've always wanted to achieve that, and now that it's out, and I think someone was saying it's close to 8,000 views now on YouTube, and I'm just grateful for that. I would be happy if just my mom and dad would say they like the song, but to have other people also comment, and also it's very special for me because it tells the story of what happened to River. You see part of his life after his accident, and the fun times that we try to have every day, me and him. And now, of course, with Daisy, it's not in the music video with Daisy because it was all more like stuff of the prior years. But yeah, that's my goal, like every day with River, is to, okay, what can I do to, help him make progress with his, therapies, learning new things, feeling new things, but also how can I give him the maximum fun, And so I just put him in bed now, and usually I try not to go too much past 9 p.m. because I want him to be rested and stuff, but sometimes he's very excited. It's just hard for me to, put him in bed early, so sometimes it'll go until 10:30 because he's really excited, and he comes out at night like very strong. He wants to walk, he stiffens his legs, like let's say I'm sitting with him, he's gonna start stiffening his legs to give me the signal he wants to walk. And he's just such a little warrior, he really, really inspires me with he's so brave, and he's so fun, he wants to have fun. Like, I've had so many experiences with him where I'd have to call 911, and I'd be in the ambulance with him, and he was still trying to raise his arms and just like getting excited, and it's just like, he's that kind of a guy, even though there's a challenge, like he's up for fun as soon as possible. So sometimes, like, let's say you'd have a tough morning with his secretions and his trach and stuff, then I go on drums with him, and he starts getting really excited, and he gets them all out, and then he's good, so he thrives on excitement, and it's really contagious because I feel that too, and he just inspires me a lot and motivates me to um, go even more towards my self-realization. And I just feel it's such a unique adventure with him. And now with Daisy in the picture, who's such a pure soul, who, will wipe River's mouth and help me feed him. And just like you can see how beautiful children can be, like, and how caring they can be. It's just amazing. It's an amazing experience. So I want to extend that song to her because she's also part of the greatest love. So when I sing it now, I sing it for River, but also for Daisy. Um, but yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and for defending River, um, and the family in the comments, and just for praying for us and sharing your own story. I really appreciate everything you guys do. And I'll see you in the next one.